Hi, I'm Mary Kate Carpetras, and I'm here today with Alison Glass, who is a designer for Aurifil Threads, and she's here to talk about her new collection for Aurifil. Hi, Alison.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
Well, I can't wait to talk about your threads. They're gorgeous. So let's just open the box, if we can, really quick, just to show people, because I just love the colors. So beautiful.
Thank you, thanks. Yes, the colors are, a lot of times the Aurifil Thread collections are intended to go along with the fabric line, and while these certainly go along with a number of my lines that I want to show everyone, my larger intention with it was to really try to focus in on some colors that are very blendable with a number of different, with a range of colors. So, for example, the coral I really like because I can put it with a fabric that has a lot of pink in it. I can put it with a fabric that has a lot of orange in it, and it will really blend and work really well in that whole spectrum of those colors. I really, really wanted to create a line and a collection of colors that would be primarily useful to people, because I know this is an investment, and I want every single color in there to be something that people can use in their projects with my fabric and with whatever other fabric they're using as well.
And you come from an interior design background.
I do.
Right? So you have some practical experience on the other side of things about products that are useful and how they are used in practical application.
Yeah, a lot of my colors that I use, I try to think about, well, what would I want in my home? What would I feel good being surrounded by? And for me, that includes neutral colors as well as bright colors as accents. And the colors tend to have a little bit more of a sophistication and a richness to them, just things that feel really good to me that I would like to have around me every day, all day. So.
Do you start with one color and then things sort of blossom out from there, or how do you go about designing, for instance, this palette?
The palette really is kind of broken into a couple of different ways of thinking. There's some more neutral colors, which are these three down here in the grays. Those I really wanted to be threads that were still colors, but again, that they could go either way. There's a paint color that I use in a lot of my projects that I did in people's spaces. It was this grayish, greenish, bluish, silverish color. Okay. And if that makes any sense at all. So it's one of those colors when you walk in the room, you're not quite sure what color it is, and it changes as the light changes. Sure. So this blue stems from that kind of idea. Okay. That I want it to go, it can go towards the blue, it can go towards the green, even some silvery grays. The other colors are a little bit bolder, but you know, who doesn't love a good navy? And these chartreuse is my favorite. Can you tell?
It's a great color on you. Wouldn't be on me, but it's a beautiful color, and in fabric it's fantastic. Yeah,
I use this in the fabric collections a lot, and again, what I like about this color is you could pretend it's yellow all the way to pretending kind of a naturally green type color. Well, I don't really start with any one particular color. I just try to look at it as a whole and making sure that if I'm looking across the spectrum of colors, that you're getting something that could work with a lot of different colors.
And now this is available in a 50 weight.
It is.
And so people typically use that. You've been getting some feedback. So how have people been using these? What kind of projects are they making with these?
A lot of people are using it for quilting, both piecing and the quilting on top of the fabric once the quilt is done. People, and I actually have been using it a lot for applique. I'm doing a lot of applique projects right now, and it's working really well for me with those because, you know, if you take a fabric, for example, that has a number of different colors in it, you're going to want something that will blend all right with all of it. So this fabric, for example, has the purple and this other color have been working really well to be able to do an entire shape in the same color, but still have it blend in a hand-stitched applique.
So you do hand applique with this thread?
I do.
Do you ever do any machine applique?
I am starting to do machine applique with it.
I mean, obviously 50 weight thread is applicable in a lot of ways.
It is, and that's really why I worked with Aurifil to choose that particular weight, is because it is, again, the most useful. With my goal of having it be as useful as possible, that's what we chose to do.
And you were talking about how Aurifil seems to have a really good sense of color, and that
it does.
that was a
The
good fit
does.
for you to work with them because of their attention to color.
Right. When in my fabric designs, the actual design is obviously a very important part of it, but to me, the color in those designs is absolutely key. So that was true with Aurifil as well. And I remember one of the first quilt markets I was at, they had a beautiful display up of all their colors, and I was very drawn to it and really, thought, oh wow, this would look really good with a lot of my colors.
I see.
So it is a really natural fit and goes together very well.
What other kind of feedback have you been getting from people who've been using your, because this is pretty new.
It's brand new. People are just starting to use it.
It just got debuted at Fall Quilt Market in 2013.
Right. I think the most exciting feedback that I've been getting from people is that someone emailed me specifically to say that every single project that they have done since they got their threaded collection, they've been able to use one of the colors in the box for their piecing and their quilting. And that was really thrilling to me because, again, I feel like I'm being a little repetitive, but the whole goal of this collection is for it to be, everything should be usable in it.
So it was mission accomplished for you.
Yeah, I hope so. It seems
Let's
like
open the smaller box so people
Sure.
can see what other sets it's available in. And is it available as individual spools in quilt shops? Or is it?
A person could buy the individual colors. As far as the sets, they just come as sets. The smaller spools are the same colors except 2 less. So there's 10 spools in the smaller box and 12 spools in the larger box. And I love the packaging.
Yeah, let's talk about the packaging because that's your design too.
Yeah, Aurifil was so nice. They let me design the package. I love doing graphic design and coming up with ways to represent ideas visually. So this was my design for them, and I was so happy that they let me come up with it. But kind of the idea of it is the Aurifil thread comes from Italy, which I think is really great. And so there's my airplane coming over with, they probably put it on a boat really, but I can pretend like they put it on an airplane.
See, I like to imagine myself on the plane going to Italy to retrieve the thread and bring it back. So
yes,
that's my,
yes, let's do that.
That's my little
that's
story.
What I meant. That's what it's supposed to be.
I'm telling myself when I see that. So it's a really nice, kind of a holistic package that you're presenting for people. And people can get your fabrics, or as you said, but it's also useful in a lot of other ways as well.
Right.
And people can get this in quilt shops and your shop as well, right?
Yes, I have an online shop. It's you can get to it through my website. My website is alisonglass.com, just my name, and there's a link there to click on the shop. I do have it. Local quilt shops are starting to carry it. It's so new that it's just now kind of filtering out to stores, but hopefully it'll be available in a lot of places. Definitely people can ask their local quilt shops if they're interested in it, and that would help people to know that that consumers are interested in it.
Sure, absolutely. Well, it's gorgeous, and let's open the box up one more time so we can get one more look at it. Yeah, I can see that. Because a lot of people piece maybe with just a light gray or something, but I like how you're talking about how, some of these colors can read and really blend in when you're using brighter colors where gray actually might stick out if the seam gets kind of pulled up.
Right, and I think a good example is this quilt over here that was quilted by Angela Walters. She used an Aurifil, one of the grays, and the lighter gray, and even though this fabric has so many different colors going on, it works really well. The gray blends beautifully with every single color, and this fabric line was my first that came out. It's called Lucky Penny, and it has the full spectrum of color, and it works really well. This is another fabric line that I have out called Clover Sunshine. My friend Jessica stitched this and used the blue thread. And again, the blue, for whatever reason, you see it, but it's not, it's just blending really nicely.
Right.
It's enhancing the fabric, not distracting from it at all.
Absolutely.
And real quick, this is another fabric line. This is called Sunprint, and this is it's kind of a blender line. It's a lot of tonal fabrics, and my intention with this line, similar to the thread, is that I really wanted to create a fabric line that would be highly useful for people to use in whatever projects they needed, have a large range of colors. And
again,
if there's any line that I would say goes with the Aurifil collection, it would be this one, but they're really intended to all go together nicely.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Well, if you want to learn more about Aurifil Threads or Allison's line in particular, you can go to the Aurifil website. You can visit Allison's website. Thank you so much for being here today and showing us your beautiful thread. I can't wait to get my hands on some for myself.
Perfect. Thanks.
Thanks for joining us. Take care. Bye-bye.